Greetings, Questers. In this tutorial, I'm going to cover how to create an audio scene for your players. The audio scenes are built around the very simple premise that you want to be able to share music that you have available to you. And being able to do that in what I preferred was, I felt like a synchronous manner, so that as you were listening to the music, that all of you are synced at the same time frame, or generally speaking within a couple of seconds, so that people feel the crescendo of music, or the action of a certain battle scene or something along those lines, that really kind of bring out that everybody is still kind of sitting at the same table. And that was kind of the effect that I went for with sound scenes. And so we'll get into the details of how to add and set up a sound scene and be able to add and include some basic sounds and quickly be able to play them and preview them and show the options there. So the first thing you need to do is you open up the audio scenes itself, and you're going to come directly in here and click the add button. What this does is going to create it's going to have an edit sound scene dialog here. You create it, name it whatever you want. Epic fantasy music. And what I want to do here is I'm going to click this add sound button, and what it's going to have is a control that allows me to drag and drop an audio file directly onto this list and create a list of various MP3s or audio files that I can use to have the server play at a specific time. And so to do that, I'm going to find myself a good audio track for you. Alright, so I've found myself a nice audio file. I'm going to drag it and I'm going to drop it right on top of here. And I'm going to use this Zardarok Fortress file that I have. And it's from a person on Patreon called Mab Music. I've patroned him or her. Honestly, I'm not sure which, but it is, or they. It is some fantastic music. I highly recommend you go find them. And you can find some really good music tracks to include here. So I'm simply adding this. I'm changing the name so it's a little easier to read. Zardarok Fortress, Approaching the Fortress. And when I added that, it simply puts it right here, and I can actually preview the sound. And it lets me simply do that by hitting the play button. I can stop the sound, or I can simply just remove it. But in this case, I'm just simply going to update and push it to my sound scene. And you'll see as it starts to upload, it's going to probably take me a moment because I have a relatively slow internet connection. So I will pause the video and let it finish. Alright, it completed. It didn't take that long, but I just don't want you to have to sit through it. So you'll see that it added it to the sound scene here, and you'll notice that it says scene is not active and will not play sounds. And that's because you have to activate a sound scene so that it's available for everyone who's in the server, who's in your game. And to do that, you can simply go back, and here, similar to the way you share a map, you just hit this activate button, and it will activate this, and it will set this as the currently active sound scene. And so you can create as many sound scenes as you want with a number of different files and different kind of a different set of playlists, or however you want to go about that. But I've found that you can really add in a number of different files that really kind of build a sound scene. You can add some wind effects or maybe a combat soundtrack behind this, so you have some music playing and some combat and some other things, and you can get into some pretty in-depth kind of sound scenes. And then each sound itself has its own volume control. It can be muted, can be turned off. You can set it to loop. You can also stop it at any point, and then you can simply play it. And so I'm not going to blast the music outright, but you'll see that if I simply hit play and the music begins, you will start to hear some really great and epic sound. And you'll get a little progress meter that goes around that will show you the current play position of the song. I'm going to pause it for a moment and continue it. And then you can also set it to loop, which will let you do that, and then I will simply hit stop. And this gives you a great way to do that. And the best part about this is all of your players will hear this, and they'll have some really great, fantastic music tracks to listen to while they're actually playing the game. And that's it for sound scenes. Thanks for stopping by, and keep questing.